Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, lacrosse fans, and welcome back inside Frank Crane Arena. Game 16, Game 2 of Day 4, the 2018 President's Cup. And this is a juicy matchup for both teams. Ladner Pioneers wearing red and black with white trim, going up against the Onondaga Redhawks, white with red and black trim. Ladner 2-1, Onondaga 1-3. Both these teams need wins to keep moving up the standings and have a chance at the 1-4 crossovers on Saturday. My name's Teddy Jenner. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at Off the Crossbar. Also follow our tournament hosts at LaxAllStars. They've been doing a fantastic job streaming these games for you to watch free of charge wherever you are in the world. Scratches for Ladner: Spencer Bromley, Cody Nass, Mitch Winter, Peter McFettridge, Patrick Zabo, and Rob Cook. For the Redhawks, Luke Thompson, Dan Rogers, Gerald Johnson, and Lee Nantico. Corey Halftown usually wearing 24. He'll wear 76. And Ross Bucktooth will get the start, as will Brody McDonald to my left. Ian Poole versus Cam Seneca at the face-off dot. And we are underway here in Game 2 of Day 4. After this one, marquee matchup of Day 4, Cognawaga versus St. Albert, battle of two undefeateds. Well, we got a long way to go before we're going to get to that game. Hidden ball trick right off the bat. Leroy Halftown has it on the far side, picked up there by Cox, into the corner. Now Larita. Already a broken stick out there. That was a Red Hawk who lost his stick. Saved there by Brody McDonald. Quickly up ahead the floor to Nathan Hanair. He's got speed. Hanair, shot short side, save Ross Bucktooth. And Kevin Bucktooth Jr. will try to move it ahead to Croy Arnold. But he couldn't find the pass, and here come the Pioneers again with number 93, Sam Clare. Clare gives it off to Nate Clare. Sam, 93, Nate, 17. Nate didn't play in the game yesterday for the Pioneers. Now Brian Poole. Poole trying to look inside. Shot, turnaround there by Lacrosse. Loose ball picked up by the Redhawks, and they're going to run up the floor. Matt Bennett will give it off there to Cam Seneca, 44 in white. Cathers. Now Becker, Josh Becker trying to run through. Double team being chased. Becker still has it. Short side. Great stick save there by Brody McDonald. And here comes Ladner, 2-on-1. Sam Clare won't shoot it. Smart decision. He had Noble all over him. And we'll give it off to Mike Bearkoff. Bearkoff will find Tom Johnson off the bench. Go right back to Bearkoff. Now Kirkby far side. Has room. Kirkby looks inside Ryan Keith. That one goes off the top of his stick. 5 on the shot clock. Shot there by Bearkoff. Reset the 30. And here comes Adam Yeet. Yeet slows it up. Inside feed, Leroy Halftown. Comes around. Checked there by Wyatt. Pinder, Halftown shot. Save McDonald, loose ball. McDonald has it, and he'll quickly throw it up the floor. Here's Wyatt Pinder. Pinder right down the pipe. Wyatt Pinder shoots and scores. Wyatt Pinder gets the Pioneers on the board first in transition. 2.5 into the game, it's 1-0 Ladner. As Pinder took that one from Brody McDonald and raced the length of the floor. Shots 4-2 as Pinder put that one stick side on Ross Bucktooth. So we'll go back to the dot. Poole and Seneca. Poole wins it cleanly to himself. Flips it out of the back of his stick. For those NLL fans out there, that is legal in the CLA to carry it in the back of your stick as long as on your first attempt you can pop it out cleanly. Here's Tom Johnson. Gets a pick from Dylan Lacroix. Skips it far side. Brian Poole away from a check. Back to Johnson. He goes cross floor. Shot. That one missed. Loose ball. And it's going to be grabbed there by James Deacon. Deacon doesn't have numbers, so we'll definitely slow things up. Give it off to James Cathers. He's got his chin strap undone. Don't think the officials notice it. Cathers backing his man in. Cathers, step back, save McDonald. Loose ball behind his net. And Josh Becker will find it. Larita, shot, try to go 5-hole. McDonald, another nice save as he was down early in the big man. Oh, lost it out of the top of his stick. Grabbed there by Becker. First possession here. Larita, shot, save McDonald, ball loose. And Larita has it, tried to flip it over to Becker. And the Pioneers finally have control and they'll get out of their zone with Ian Poole. Poole, give it off to Barikoff. He's watched there by Adam Yee. Barikoff gets a pick from Lacroix, carries down the sideboards. And then we'll throw it over to Kirkby. Kirkby trying to find somebody, gets a pick from Big Ryan Keith. Kirkby will fire, Bucktooth out to the top of his crease. Makes that save, and he'll have to find an outlet. And wisely goes short to Croy Arnold. Brian Bucktooth Jr. He'll leave it there for Corey Halftown, who's wearing 76 today instead of Corey Halftown. Let's check that instead of Lee Nanaimo. Halftown is wearing 76. Leroy Halftown into the corner, 4 on the shot clock. Ball will bounce to Brody McDonald. And here come the Pioneers with Wyatt Pinder. 4-on-3 for the Pioneers. Pinder loses it off a nice stick check there from Matt Noble. Backside all alone. Wilson shot. Sorry, that's Lewis. Put it over top of the net. And Noble will push it ahead to Deacon. Played 5 minutes here in the first period between the Pioneers and Redhawks. Ladner leading at 1-0 on a goal from Wyatt Pinder. Corey Halftown skips it, far side. Bennett, he'll shoot, save McDonald. Quickly snags it, he'll float it to the speedster Nathan Hanair. Can't one-hand it over the shoulder. He's got Poole with him, he goes there. Brian Poole, pump fake, dunk shot, scores! Great finish from Brian Poole off the feed from Nathan Hanair. He goes short side, far side, then he'll dunk over the right shoulder of Bucktooth. And the Pioneers are out to a 2-0 lead. Both Poole brothers are having a great tournament. That's Brian Poole, number 4. Ian Poole, the face-off man, down there taking the draw, wears number 10. Always good to see Jim Kipp up here in the broadcast booth. You heard his voice last night on the Nanaimo game, and then Bucktooth Jr. comes running through and lays out Brian Poole. Nope, laid out Ian Poole.
The assist to number 71, Nathan Hanardi.
They don't give an assist to McDonald. Just one to Hanair. I'll give him one in my unofficial scoring. Here's Brian Poole. Inside, Ryan Keith. Shot, save Bucktooth. And he'll look for an outlet. He's got James Cathers at center. Cathers will carry it in the offensive zone. Chucks the ponytail behind his neck. And then gets stick checked there by Jake Carey. Bodies battling. And eventually be grabbed there by Cody Cox. He takes a high check there from halftime. And then the ball will be picked up over by the benches. And we're going to get our first power play of the game. And so Ladner will send their 5-man unit out. Illegal cross-check called there on Corey Halftown. And so leading 2-0. Ladner will try to get their third straight. Ladner 2-1 will play twice today. They have the 8 o'clock game against their western rivals, the Nanaimo Timbermen, one of the marquee matchups of day 4. Claire, Poole, Claire, Kirkby. Here's some motion from the Pioneers. Flipped it to Brian Poole. He'll shoot and score! High to low crippler from Brian Poole, a power play goal. And it's 3-0 Ladner. As Poole took that feed from Tyler Kirkby, the defense didn't slide. And Poole shoots it high to low 5-hole, and it's 3-0, 13:24 to go. So Poole second in as many shots. Now it's brother Ian who will go against Adam Yee at the face-off dot. Yee had some success yesterday in Onondaga's game, but Poole's going to win this one clean. Ball loose. Wyatt Pinder on the breakaway. Pinder shot saved by Ross Bucktooth. They gave Nate Clare an extra assist. Now here's Larita behind the net. Inside feed. That one doesn't connect. And Ladner's going to try to run here. Dan McDermott. Cody Cox. Shot. Saved Bucktooth. Loose ball grabbed there by Croy Arnold. He'll flip it to Seneca. Now Clay Arnold. He'll leave it there for Leroy Halftown. Here comes Corey Halftown wearing 76. Watched there by Ian Poole. Halftown gets a pick, takes a shot, hit the inside of the post, and goes out of play. It'll stay here with the Redhawks. Halftown bounces it over to Wade Bucktooth Jr. Back to James Cathers. Inside feed loose. Cathers backside pass didn't get through. Almost one off the back of Nathan Hanaran in the net. But here comes Ian Poole up the floor the other way. Ian Poole finds Kirkby off the bench. Now near side, Tom Johnson, man inside all alone. Outside shot for the far post by Lacrosse goes wide. Possession still here with Johnson. Back to Lacrosse. Behind the net, Brian Poole. Poole. Lacrosse down in the middle. Poole just going to throw it into the corner, then takes a check. And then a chop there from Noble on Lacrosse. Right as the buzzer sounds. And here comes Onondaga the other way. Dave Lambouris gets underneath. Lambouris, shot, save McDonald. As Dave Lambouris tried to score on his wrong side of the floor in transition. Bearkoff gives it to Nate Clare. He skips it to Ryan Keith. Johnson took a chop. He's down. Keith. And they'll blow the whistle as Johnson is down in pain. And on will come the trainer for the Pioneers as looks like Johnson might have taken a chop to the inside of the leg. Natalie Gibson out there attending to her player. Shots 10-7 in favor of Onondaga, but they trail 3-0 here in the first period of Game 2 of Day 4. Johnson looks like he's going to be okay. So we'll have a face-off at center. It was a Pioneer possession and a Pioneer down, so we'll go to center. Poole wins it to himself, bounce it to the captain, Dan McDermott. And here comes Dylan Lacroix. Nate Clare, back to Lacroix, up top, Poole. Into the corner, Tyler Kirkby. Inside, Clare, shot through a screen, hit a body, never made it on target. And to go out of play, reset to 30, possession here with Ladner. Clare swings it far side, Brian Poole, inside backhander, doesn't connect, but Clare will be able to find it on the other side, takes a big hit there from Noble, rolls off. Up top, Kirkby, shot, 5-hole, save Bucktooth, loose ball. And a big grab there by Kevin Bucktooth Jr. Quickly up ahead, James Deacon. Deacon will leave it there for Corey Halftown. Halftown through a screen, try to shoot 5-hole, save McDonald, loose ball. Sam Clare up ahead. And that's Eli Gobrecht. Chatting with the Pioneers coaching staff, they've been super impressed with Eli Gobrecht. It was a late pickup for Ladner as he was released by the Burnaby Lakers of the Junior A, and they picked him up gladly. A Denver Pioneer long stick defender that has really adapted nicely to the Canadian game. And his speed has been essential out the back end for Ladner. Croy Arnold gives it off to James Cathers. Late man, Chris Larita. Larita inside, Cathers shot. That one goes wide. Larita finds it. And then we got an elbow call coming up to Leroy Halftown in the offensive zone. So this will be another power play for the Pioneers, and we'll wait to see what the call is. I know it's going to be an elbow. And a 5-minute elbowing major to Leroy Halftown. And so with already one power play marker, Ladner will try and get 2 more here on the extended major. So Brian Poole will start with it out there with Sam Clare, Bearkoff, Kirkby, and Ryan Keith. Here's Nate Clare. Poole, backhand flip, Kirkby, back to Poole. Diagonal feed, Bearkoff couldn't handle it, gets it right back. Nate Clare takes a chop. Poole, shot bouncer, missed the far side post. And gonna bounce up and out of play. It'll be Onondaga ball. And now we got a penalty away from things as Bill O'Brien comes together with Ryan Keith, but it's gonna be Keith and Bucktooth Jr. And now Ryan Keith having some words with Bill O'Brien. And this is day 4, so no surprise that things are starting to get testy between a bunch of these teams. Starting to get a little more familiar with each other as they all play the round robin against each other. So cross-check on Bucktooth Jr., slashing on Ryan Keith. And it's going to be Onondaga ball. And Brian Bucktooth Jr. over having words with official Zabo. And so we'll play 4-on-3 for 2 full minutes. And so Larita will start with it top center. Larita's got 10 seconds to cross the timeline. Now he does. And let's see what he can do with it if they want to kill time. Obviously they do. Sam Clare now slowly walking the double team in with Cox. Larita spins, shoots, save McDonald. And the ball spits out the backside. Sam Clare will run it up the floor, and back onto the floor will come the Pioneers' power play. Poole, Kirkby, Nate Clare, and Mike Bearkoff. Hidden ball trick, Clare, Bearkoff. Up top, Poole, backhand flip, Kirkby. To Bearkoff, shot save, Bucktooth. Loose ball picked up by Bennett. To O'Brien. Tried just to find Seneca, the pass too far. And McDermott has it to Ian Poole. Back out comes the power play. Under a minute to go in the coincidental minors to Kevin Bucktooth Jr. and Ryan Keith. 3:14 on the major to Leroy Halftown. Kirkby. Poole. Bearcock, pass knocked down and picked off there by Bennett. He runs right into Poole and lays him out. And the Redhawks bench loves it. Matthew Bennett spins away from trouble. One hand on the stick, will flip it. That pass doesn't connect. Who's going to come up with it? It's Hanair. He's got a man ahead of him, but Hanair can't find it. And Corey Halftown picks it up, spins away from trouble, gets across the timeline. Over to Josh Becker. Becker, shot, goes wide. Loose ball off the side glass, grabbed there by Nate Clare. Clare to Hanair, and they throw it away. So both teams will make changes. Back to 5-on-4 as Keith and Bucktooth step out of the box. They have words all the way across the floor. And now Becker and the Redhawks will try to kill the remaining 2+ off the major. Becker stripped of the ball, pushed. They'll call interference on Gobrecht. And Becker will start with it in the corner. Becker watched there by Cody Cox. Double team now by Gobrecht. Becker loses it. Picked up there by Cox. Takes a chop. Delayed penalty coming up here to Onondaga. And the bench just tells Sam Clare to put it on target. We got a illegal cross-checking call coming. So it'll be 5-on-3 as Josh Becker makes his way off the floor. And so Jake Carey will stand at center floor and play the rover. Brian Poole, Garrett Lewis, Tom Johnson, and Lacrosse out there. Lewis, Poole, Johnson, shot, off the post. He had Bucktooth going the wrong way. Jake Carey headmans it. Poole, Johnson, Lacrosse. Tries to jam it short side. Easy save there for Ross Bucktooth. And now he's got to try to find an outlet. Bucktooth just going to bomb it to the corner. No one giving chase. That's a easy turnover for the Pioneers. As there's 1:07 remaining on the major to Leroy Halftown. And $1.15 on the penalty to Becker. Poole. Johnson. Lewis. Shot. Shoulder save. Ball loose. And Lacroix cut through the crease to grab it. No call by the officials. But it'll be eventually picked up there by James Deacon. He's stripped. Lacroix. That pass is knocked down by the stick of Matt Noble. Nice defense there by Noble and his Woody. Noble spins away. Got to get over the timeline. And he does just. Takes a couple chops. Tries to go far side. Nice one-hand grab there by Deacon. Deacon, swim move. Takes a chop. Dispossessed. Good swarming defense by the Pioneers. And now we're going to get another penalty. This one's going to be to Adam Yee. And Adam Yee will head to the box. So the Redhawks not doing themselves many favors here. And it's going to be a roughing call. Could have been a roughing, could have been an illegal cross-check. You choose, but 14 seconds till the major to Leroy Halftown is up. We'll have 28 seconds of too many. And the referees didn't call it, and Brian Poole fires from the outside and scores. Another power play goal. It's 4-0. Poole has a first period hat trick, including 2 on the power play, and it's still going to be 5-on-3 for Ladner. Technically 1 off the major. So should still be 5-on-3. Redhawks have 4 players out on the floor. And Seneca will go off. Noble will take the draw. And so the officials just confirming everything here. Make sure they got it all right. So the Pioneers, with 8 seconds remaining on a 5-on-3. Becker's about to step out. Lewis tried to jam it low. Check that Kirkby. Bucktooth has Becker way up the floor. He'll bomb one. Becker, nice one-handed grab. Shoots, kicks, save, and a beauty. Brody McDonald. Can Onondaga get there? Larita can't. Nate Clare 2-on-1 with Barakaw. Clare, shot, bouncer, save, Bucktooth, loose ball, grabbed by Chris Larita. He headmans it to Croy Arnold. Arnold. And the Redhawks will try to kill off the final 1:15 on the penalty to Adam Yee. Cam Seneca. Late man on the floor. Wade Bucktooth Jr. Bodies battling and clashing in front. Bucktooth near side. Seneca. Under a minute on the penalty. Far side. Bucktooth. Diagonal feed. Doesn't connect. Ball loose. One hand grab there by Ian Poole. He'll throw it up the board. Sam Clare. He's got Brian Poole with him. 2-on-1. Poole backhand feed. Clare shoots and scores. No, they wave it off crease. As Poole got absolutely crunched after making that backhand pass by Greg Cathers, and he's slow to get up. We'll get a wipe of the crease as well. As Poole was crunched into the corner boards by Cathers. And Poole looks like he's going to be okay. And it doesn't look like they'll pull out a wipe of the floor. But with 3:03 remaining in the period, the Redhawks will send Chris Larita out there to start with it. And he and his teammates will try to get at least one back here before the end of the period. Shots 13-12 in favor of Onondaga. Here comes Larita. 25 to kill on the penalty to Adam Yee. Larita will just stand on the other side of the timeline, give it off to Josh Becker. Becker takes a chop. Watch there by Gobrecht. Bennett. James Cathers. Becker gets a pick from Bennett. Takes a glove to the face. Adam Yee's out, back to 5 aside. Bounce shot off McDonald and out. And a nice shot there by James Cathers. He has it now. Becker. Leroy Halftown. Surveys. Larita inside Becker. Moving screen called on Ladner. Moving screen called on Onondaga. Ladner ball. Ian Poole. Gives it off to Tom Johnson. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Johnson gets a pick from Nate Clare. Inside feed. Clare couldn't handle it. Loose ball. Grabbed there by James Deacon. Deacon running. Looking like he wants to go to the net. Deacon backhander. That one missed the far corner. And it's going to go all the way down to Cam Seneca. Seneca goes bench side. That's Greg Cathers. Up top, Becker. Becker has a lane, tries to split through. Delayed penalty coming up here to Ladner. And it's going to be a holding call on Wyatt Pinder. So with $1:27 left in the first, Onondaga will get their first power play. So Pinder, 2 on a hold. Out comes James Cathers, Cam Seneca, Josh Becker. Far corner is Wade Bucktooth Jr. and setting it up is Leroy Halftown. Wade Bucktooth. Halftown. Cathers into the corner, Seneca. Cathers. Becker. Cathers flips it up top, nobody there. Becker's got to give chase, he finds it. Near side, Seneca. Shot, sails wide, that had a lot of heat on it. Loose ball. Becker gives chase, 3, 2, Bucktooth to Cathers, he just missed. Last minute of the period, shot clock violation. Possession Pioneers, and they'll try to just kill off the rest of this period. Barikoff. He'll hold on to it. Go back bench side, Tyler Kirkby. 45 in the period. Kirkby with no pressure. Pass it off to Nate Clare. Back to Kirkby. Near side, Barikoff takes a chop, takes a second chop. Pass doesn't connect. Grab there by James Deacon. Under 30 in the period. Deacon gonna run. Power play steps out on the floor. Seneca. Becker. Down in the corner, Bucktooth. Seneca. James Cathers. Shot, save McDonald. Loose ball, 7. Becker. Shot, scores! Josh Becker gets one on the power play for Onondaga. They're on the board. It's 4-1. Good ball movement by the Redhawks as they found that loose ball and quickly skipped it over to Becker, who didn't waste any time putting it short side under the glove of Brody McDonald. And with 4.4 remaining in the period, it's 4-1 in favor of Ladner. Poole loses the draw. Shot right at the buzzer by Larita, and that was close to being a second straight one, but that's the way the period will end. The only assist is to Seneca on Becker's goal, but that's the way it's going to end. 4-1 Ladner. Shot 17-12 in favor of Onondaga. And when we start the second, it'll be 5 aside. My name's Teddy Jenner. This is Game 2 of Day 4 on the 2018 President's Cup from Frank Crane Arena in Ladner, BC. In Nanaimo, BC. Brought to you by LaxAllStars.
Welcome to Nanaimo, the gateway to Vancouver Island. Located on the rich waters of the Salish Sea, backdropped by thick, temperate rainforest with their rolling hills and the rugged mountains in the distance, Nanaimo was the first home to the local Nanaimo First Nations people. For centuries they lived here in connection with the land. And in many ways, this close tie to the wilderness of Vancouver Island resonates today. In the 1850s, the Hudson Bay Company set up a trading post in the region here in Nanaimo. Today, that trading post still stands with the HBC Bastion, standing guard over the waters of the harbor here in Nanaimo. For many decades afterwards, Nanaimo flourished as a coal mining town. Much of this early history is on display at the Nanaimo Museum. Today, Nanaimo is a bustling and modern urban center on the edge of natural wonder. Experience Nanaimo's supernatural wilderness and find yourself again.
Nanaimo allows me to do my passions through accessibility. Just the way that it's laid out, within 10 or 15 minutes, I can basically be from my house and doing something that I am truly passionate about. For me, it's about connection. I know a lot of people go to nature to disconnect from the world, but for me, it's about feeling like I'm part of something bigger. I feel it helps me connect to other people with similar interests and passions. Nanaimo has a little bit of something for everybody, and I think it does that little bit of everything really well. It's a place where you can discover passions that you didn't even know you had.
It gives you city life and gives you wilderness life all at the same time. It has both freshwater and saltwater with easy access. You don't have to travel more than 10 to 15 minutes to be on a body of water, no matter where you live. You can either be out on the ocean fishing in 15-20 minutes, or you can be on Long Lake like we are today, enjoying some trout and bass fishing.
With diving around this area, Nanaimo or British Columbia in general, it's actually rated in the top in the world. Part of the reason that we have so much life here is the colder water with lots of nutrients in the water. One of our very popular activities we do is snorkeling with seals, and certain times of year when we get the sea lions coming by us, 2,000-pound sea lion coming right up to you a few inches away from you, just amazing. You think you're swimming along great in the water and this thing comes and does a somersault in front of you and just takes off. And you realize how small in the ocean you actually are.
The best part about owning a tour company is getting to show everyone the reasons why we live here in Nanaimo. I love the culture and natural wonders here in Nanaimo, and I love being able to see it for the first time every day through the eyes of our guests. Yeah, Nanaimo really is in the center of everything.
I'm really passionate about regenerative agriculture because that's what farming is all about. Some of the most exciting things for me in Nanaimo are the harvest, when there's all this abundance and we're able to take our food and set it out into the community. And when we go out for dinner sometimes, we get to see our food being served to us and served to our community, and there's a lot of excitement around that. At the markets we sell at in Nanaimo, there are over 200 vendors who participate, and you can do your full spectrum of shopping at these markets. And so you're invited to come to the market.
Currently, right now, we're concentrated on sourcing all our ingredients from mid-Vancouver Island. We like to utilize what we can get from local farmers. Breweries, wineries, and distilleries in Nanaimo have really exploded in the last few years. We've got a couple great wineries. Just down the road from us at the Longwood, we've got a distillery that makes some world-class gin, vodka, and even absinthe, which is pretty rare these days. We've got 3 breweries in town, 1 brew pub. You can really occupy a lot of your time traveling from one drink establishment to another. And we've got pretty much everything here.
Well, we're sitting here at Piper's Lagoon, which is one of these little hidden gems that a lot of people don't know about, but I'm commonly often known as the Big Cheese, and I coined the name the Big Cheese not long after I started the store. There's a pretty good variety of establishments in Nanaimo now. There's some really excellent places to eat now in Nanaimo which are doing quite nicely. We have shopping, we have all the well-known brands, but we also have a cute little downtown area with lots of independent businesses. Well, I think the location makes it very special. The abundance of parks and activities and outdoor fresh air things, and everyone who moves here from somewhere else comments on how welcoming the people are. And I think that's one thing that makes Nanaimo very special, is the welcoming and the amount of stuff there is to do.
With its dramatic and diverse landscapes, including forests like this, Nanaimo offers so much. Impressive coastlines? Yeah, we got that. Rolling hills? Rugged mountains? Yeah, we got that too.
I'm more of a country mouse than a city mouse, and Nanaimo, the city, it has enough of what I need, but just the natural beauty of it. I can feel it in the pores of my skin, I can feel it in my lungs when I breathe the air. There's just something, when I get out here and I just see trees and blue sky, it makes me happy. Yeah, my big thing every year is to go down to Nanaimo River and jump in, because the river feels like it's a healer. That beautiful fresh water and the trees around it, it cures whatever ails you, and there's nothing like it to me in the world. I've really been encouraged, especially in the last 10 years or so, that Nanaimo is recognizing the art scene a lot more and celebrating that. And there's some fantastic festivals that happen every year. And I've been lucky to be involved in a lot of those because I do live here.
Some of my passions are getting out to nature, so going for hikes to places like Ammonite Falls or Neck Point. We have one of the first wineries of Vancouver Island. We have one of the oldest brew pubs. We have a bunch of craft distilleries. I like to use Nanaimo as a base for my expeditions because it has a little something for everyone. If people want to stay in a hostel, they can. If they want to stay in a nice 4-star hotel, they can. And most people love the different variety of accommodations we have.
What surprises visitors in Nanaimo is the abundance of wildlife and the immense natural beauty. I like to go explore all the different islands because they have trails and glorious forests to see, but they all have these little bays and secret little gems. And so if you're into exploring, you get a lot out of it. My absolute favorite place in Nanaimo is Newcastle Island, or as the Nanaimo First Nations call it, Seisutchen.
Nature is a big part of it because when you're going to carve something for the longhouse, which is in our traditional dances and things, my dad will bring me up the mountain, talk to the trees, talk to the water, thank them, and just stay up there. Sometimes it's 4 days you stay there and bath, cleanse yourself, get your mind straight so there's no doubt or meanness in your mind. So just pure things go into the thing that you're carving for the longhouse.
In Nanaimo, culture is alive and well with rich history, strong arts community, great food, craft beer, renowned wine and spirits, as well as exciting and unique festivals and events. All of this comes hand in hand with breathtaking backdrop that is Nanaimo's outdoors. From lakes and rivers to ocean and mountain vistas, all of this providing you with ample opportunity to craft your own adventure. There's so much more I'd love to share, but why don't you come experience this for yourself? Whether by car, boat, or plane, come visit Nanaimo, and you'll discover why it's the gateway to your Vancouver Island experience.
Second period action between the Pioneers and Redhawks about to get underway here from Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo, BC. Thanks for tuning in here to LaxAllStars. My name's Teddy Jenner. Get at me on Twitter at @OffTheCrossbar. Would love to hear from you, where you're watching, who you're cheering for, what you've thought of the tournament so far, and maybe who you think's going to win this whole thing. Obviously, the early favorites, Onondaga and St. Albert's, they'll meet later today at 2 o'clock. But we still got 2 periods here in this game before we get to that one. Pioneers leading it 4-1. They raced out to a 4-0 lead before Josh Becker scored one on the power play late for the Redhawks. Now here comes Nate Clare. Takes a chop. 22 in the shot clock. Clare gets a pick from Lacroix, down into the corner. Bearcroft, Lacroix, near side. Brian Poole tries to feed it inside. Lacroix was turned around, and the loose ball will be grabbed there by Clay Arnold. Back into his own zone. We'll give it off to Matthew Bennett. Nope, to Matt Noble. And here comes Cree Cathers. shot saved by McDonald. Loose ball picked up by Wade Bucktooth Jr. Up top, Leroy Halftown. Far side, James Cathers. Cathers, strip check there by Sam Clare. Ball loose. Cathers in there battling for it. He's watched there by two Pioneers. And now it's finally picked up by the speedster, Eli Gobrecht, Cody Cox, Tom Johnson, and they'll slow things down. Here's Kirkby. Kirkby into the corner, Ryan Keith spins off his check, shot saved there by Bucktooth. Keith was going to be in the crease anyway. And here comes Onondaga. Becker, watched there by Hanair. Becker comes off a couple of screens. He'll shoot, just missed short side. Halftown scores! Leroy Halftown picked up that rebound off the end boards and went far side, short side to beat Brody McDonald. And it's now 4-2 as Halftown gets his first of the game. The outside shot from Becker quickly came off the end boards, and Leroy Halftown was the first to find it. And he goes in untouched. And he's able to beat McDonald for the second goal of the game for Onondaga. Poole won it, couldn't find an outlet. Clay Arnold to Croy Arnold. Arnold. Lone assist to Josh Becker on Leroy Halftown's goal. Now here's Cree Cathers. Far side, Larita. Flip pass up to Seneca, doesn't connect. Ian Poole battling, grabbed there by McDermott. Up ahead, Sam Clare. Nice stick check there by Wade Bucktooth Jr. to dispossess Sam Clare of the ball. And here comes Onondaga. Far side, James Cathers. Halftown backhand save McDonald. Loose ball. Picked up there by Cody Cox. And Cox will slow it up. And give it off to Brian Poole. Kirkby. Lacroix. Poole, time and room. He'll shoot twister 5-hole save there by Ross Bucktooth. And he'll flip it over to Matt Bennett. Bennett. Up ahead to Cree Cathers. Far side, Cam Seneca. Time and room. Seneca will shoot one. Oh, and that one was soaked by the back of Garrett Lewis, and that one stung. Lewis up ahead, Nate Hanair. Hanair takes the chop. Hanair doesn't shoot it. Runs around the back of the crease. Loses it. Takes a chop. Ball loose. And it's finally grabbed there by Adam Yee. Adam Yee will run. Good job by Adam Yee to sprint up the floor. And now an outside shot. Nice save there by Brody McDonald. We'll get interference on Adam Yee. And up the floor comes Wyatt Pinder. Yee and Hanair bumping chests as they run off the floor. And Pinder will give it to Tom Johnson, checked by his opposite, number 7. Near side, Kirkby. Kirkby, Bearkoff, trying to find somebody. Johnson, inside, Poole, shot, save, Bucktooth. And what are we going to get? Offsetting minors to Bill O'Brien and Michael Bearkoff. So they'll go each sit for 2. And we'll play 4-on-4 lacrosse as Darcy Taggett is explaining everything to both combatants. And so with 15:35 remaining, we'll get some 4-on-4 lacrosse. Leroy Halftown. Cam Seneca far side, into the corner, Chris Larita. Larita 1-on-1. Nice check there by Ian Poole. Poole splits the checks, runs the floor, has bodies ahead of him. Fakes the pass. Runs away there from Kevin Bucktooth, who is using that wood stick to perfection. Nate Clare into the corner, Dylan Lacroix. He'll shoot around the screen, never made it on target. Grabbed there by Garrett Lewis. Shot at the buzzer. Bucktooth way out there. Now Kevin Bucktooth up ahead to Leroy Halftown. Numbers here for Onondaga. Cree Cathers. He's watched there by Pinder. Skips it over to Larita. Larita spins, trip, no call. James Cathers. And Larita is shaken up, favoring that left arm. Shot by Becker right on target. And we'll have to see if Chris Larita returns as he goes right down the tunnel. And the trainer, Dave Yee, will go and make sure that he's okay. Meanwhile, 35 on the offsetting minors, Tom Johnson. Into the corner, Nate Clare gets a pick, turns the corner. Nice feed to Ryan Keith, and he rang it off the crossbar. Now running the other way, Kirkby finds it, watched there by Adam Yee. And then Kirkby will quickly move it ahead. Numbers here if Kirkby can get into the play. Clare, shot, try to go short side, missed. Loose ball, grabbed there by Clay Arnold. He's got a break if he can go. Ladner's out quickly. Arnold, split dodge, turned aside and back. It goes to Dave Lamboris. Barakoff and O'Brien are out, back to 5 aside. Matthew Bennett, stutter step, looking, 10 on the shot clock. Becker up top, Leroy, Halftown shot off the left foot of Brody McDonald. Loose ball, Ian Poole battling. And we'll get interference. And who's that? Slow to get up. Looks like it's Nathan Hanair. As this game continues to be of the chippy variety. I kind of thought it was going to be. Hanair makes his way to the bench. Ian Poole to brother Brian. And here comes the Pioneers offense. Noble. Nice seal pick there from Ryan Keith. One-time feed. Johnson scores. Great seal pick from Ryan Keith. And Kevin Bucktooth still not happy with Ryan Keith. Now more bodies are coming together. And now it's getting real chippy out there. As Brian Bucktooth, Kevin Bucktooth, Bill O'Brien all kind of flexing their muscle and trying to impose their will on the Pioneers, but 5th goal of the game from Ladner comes off the stick of Tom Johnson. And I don't know if they're going to be calling any penalties after that, as the referees come together right below us and have some words. Dan McDermott, the captain, just having a conversation with official Zabo. And so Zabo just trying to get some clarification on what's going on and what the officials are or aren't calling. Check that out, was Jake Carey, the assistant captain. And so Jake Carey just relaying the message to Ross Freilich, the head coach. And now it'll be Poole and Yee at the dot. 13 minutes to go here in the period. Poole wins it, kicks it back, bodies up. It's grabbed there by Matt Noble. Noble tried to flip it to Bucktooth. Loose ball grabbed there by Jake Carey. And it's finally corralled there by Bucktooth. Nice flip to the far side by the big man, Kevin Bucktooth Jr., wears 25 in white. Now Becker. Josh Becker gets a pick. Won't shoot it. Tries to get to the middle of the floor. Backhand feed off the crossbar from James Cathers. All the way down to Ross Bucktooth. He's got Cam Seneca on the far side. Goes there now. Shots 25-16 in favor of the Redhawks, but they still trail by 3. Pass misses Cathers. Jake Carey runs onto it, but it's grabbed there by Becker. Becker taking a couple chops. Inside feed, Seneca. Shot. Oh, just missed. It was going to be a crease call anyway. And the Pioneers have it with Ian Poole. Chop there from Cree Cathers. Knocked the head off his shaft. Now here's Garrett Lewis. Lewis. Watched there by Noble. Swim move underneath. Lewis, nice check by Noble at the end. Kicked it into the netting. It'll be Onondaga ball. Good recovery there by Matt Noble. Lamboris. Leroy Halftown. Into the corner. Now all the way around. 4 left-handers out here for Onondaga. And then they force it down that side, and it's a turnover. And here comes Ladner with Cody Cox. Cox to Keith. Oh, almost got blown up there by Bill O'Brien. Keith battling by the bench. O'Brien all over him. Keith still has it. Triple teamed. And he's just trying to flip it there to Nate Clare, and he does. Here's Nate Clare. Shot right on target. Save Ross Bucktooth. Quickly up ahead, James Deacon. Deacon. Trying to work against his man. Gives it off to Becker. As this game continues to boil. Becker tried to feed it inside. Loose ball. Wyatt Pinder's able to find it for Ladner. Seneca gets taken down there by Eli Gobrecht. And who are they going to take here? It's just going to be Eli Gobrecht. And Onondaga will head to the power play. Just getting some information as we go on from people who are tuning in. I mentioned that Gobrecht was a Denver player. He's not. He actually attended Ithaca College. He was a D3 Defender of the Year in 2017 and a first-team All-American. Thanks, Doug Locker, for the info. And so, power play here for the Redhawks. Leroy Halftown will set it up. Out there with Becker, Cathers, Seneca, and Cree Cathers, number 19. Sorry, that's Wade Bucktooth, number 19. Bodies battling. Ladner has it. Jake Carey. 3-on-2 short-handed. Carey. Johnson. Shot. Trying to go short side. Save. Rebound. Carey. Probably should have pulled that one out. And here comes the power play. Hidden ball trick. Becker. Far side, James Cathers. Becker drags, gives it off to Cam Seneca. Cross-court feed. Leroy Halftown one-timer just missed. Why a reset? I don't know. Shot one-timer. Oh, what a save by Brody McDonald as he absolutely robs Wade Bucktooth Jr. Here's Hanair. Flips it to Kirkby. Kirkby will go bench side, Nate Clare. 48 on the penalty to Gobrecht. Kirkby swings it far side. Lacrosse just backhand into the corner. And what are we going to call here? Is it going to be Bill O'Brien on the rough? Or is it going to be Nate Clare? I believe it's Bill O'Brien, and he doesn't like it, as he was being interfered with by Nate Clare, but the retaliatory punch. I think I just heard Kirkby say, "But sir, I only punched him once," doing his best Bill O'Brien impression. Brody McDonald will quickly go to the bench and get a sip of water. And so McDonald all set. 9:12 remaining. 36 seconds remaining on the penalty to Gobrecht. And then the Pioneers will have a power play. Lacrosse. Poole. Kirkby all alone. Lacrosse. Kirkby. Poole sets a pick, skips it over to Tom Johnson. 13 on the shot clock. Johnson bounce past Brian Poole to Johnson, tiptoes. Watched there closely by Noble. Shot goes wide. 2 on the shot clock. Loose ball. And the buzzer sounds. It'll be Onondaga ball. Clay Arnold. Gobrecht is out of the box. Onondaga now shorthanded. Cree Cathers gives it off to Becker, then gets it right back. Cathers skips it over to Larita. Good to see him back out on the floor. Chris Larita scored the overtime winner for Onondaga against the Axemen yesterday in the morning game for their one and only win here so far in the tournament. Poole takes his man down to the ground, picks up the loose ball. Quickly up ahead to Gobrecht. Gobrecht has Nate Clare with him. Gobrecht pushed away from trouble. Double team, still running. 47 seconds on the power play here for Ladner. Here's Keith to Kirkby. Late man is Brian Poole, and he'll set up the power play. 10 on the shot clock. Nate Clare tucks inside, loses it. 5 on the shot clock. Poole, backhand flip Kirkby. Keith, pump fake, shot, trying to go 5-hole, save there by Bucktooth. Ross Bucktooth trying to find somebody to pass to. We'll bounce it bench side. Nice pass from Bucktooth. Now near side, that's Matt Bennett. 10 seconds on the penalty. Onondaga going to successfully kill this one off. And on the floor comes Bill O'Brien. He'll go to the bench. And out the front door comes Chris Larita. 7 minutes to go in the second. Ladner leading at 5-2. Here's Larita. Trying to work his way in up top. Gets it right back. Lost it though. Jake Carey in there battling. Picked up by James Cathers. Backhand feed inside, and Becker was in the crease. And it's going to start in the Ladner crease. Take a chop. Connor Davidson gets across center with it. And we'll give it off to Tyler Kirkby. Down low, Garrett Lewis takes a chop. Circles high, gives it off to Brian Poole. 10 on the shot clock here for Ladner. Lewis, Lacroix gets underneath. Shot, save Ross Bucktooth. And he'll come near side. And now Clay Arnold's going to have to run onto it. He finds it. And we'll flip it and leave it. Leroy Halftown. His pass picked off there by Ian Poole. Poole on a breakaway all alone. Ian Poole shoots and scores. Great finish by Ian Poole all alone in transition. And that'll be an unassisted goal at 6-2. Can't telegraph those passes across the middle of the floor. And Halftown did so. Poole picked it up. And he goes down and puts it short side under the glove. Poole wins it. What are they going to say? Procedure is his chin strap was undone. Here's Adam Lee. No, Adam Yee, my bad. Cross floor feed, Seneca trying to work inside, shoots it, missed. And that'll go up and out of play. It'll be Ladner ball. Jake Carey. Carey won't shoot it. He'll pull it out and leave it there for Ryan Keith. Keith skips it. Johnson bobbled it. Loose ball. Johnson pushed there by Deacon, gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Brian Poole. Ryan Keith going to try to set a pick. He does. Oh, he blows up Noble. And that's an easy call for the officials. And we'll get a wipe of the floor with 5:12 remaining here in the period. St. Albert's leads the President's Cup at 4-0. Onondaga sits in second at 3-0, followed by Ladner at 2-1. Oakville won this morning. They're now 3-1. Nanaimo 2-2. Onondaga 1-3. Capital Region and Saskatoon at 0-4. So the official just talking it over with Brian Phillips, the head coach of Onondaga. And I don't think he much like some of the calls or the words that he's hearing from referee Darcy Taggett. Becker will take it at center. Check that, it'll be Seneca. Becker thought they were going to start the ball deep in their own zone. Here's Becker, 5-on-5, 5 minutes to go here in the second. Far side, Seneca gets a pick from James Cathers. Somebody's without a stick. It's a Red Hawk, diagonal feed, doesn't connect. Wade Bucktooth trying to find it. It's picked up there by the Pioneers. Josh Kelly, one-time feed. Oh, what a save, Ross Bucktooth. And then diving for that ball is a couple of players. Then we're going to get a checking from behind call, I believe. And I believe it's going to go to Kevin Bucktooth Jr. He doesn't like it. Ross Bucktooth all the way out, challenging the call as well. We'll get another wipe of the floor as the Pioneers will head to the power play. Coming up after this game at 2 p.m. local time, the two undefeateds, Cognawaga and St. Albert. The winner will really put them in prize position for the number 1 seed as this tournament goes on. For those that are wondering, this is how it'll work come Saturday after the round robin. Once the seeding is finally done, it'll be 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. And those are the semifinals for the medal round. And then in the placing games, it'll be 5 versus 8, 6 versus 7. Shot there from Kirkby, turned aside by Ross Bucktooth. Adam Yee running the floor. Matt Noble, a little interference. Yee has Corey Halftown all alone in front of the net, but he's pressured in the far corner. And Yee just trying to keep his stick free and keep his feet moving. And now Noble just kind of being the pinball, bouncing through bodies. And here come the Pioneers. Keith, Bearkoff shot, and we're going to call interference on Ladner. And it's going to be Onondaga ball with exactly 4 minutes remaining and $1.20 on the penalty to Kevin Bucktooth Jr. Here's Matt Noble. Gets it across center to Cam Seneca. Seneca just trying to kill off the remaining minute plus on the penalty to Bucktooth Jr. And here's Matt Bennett. Tucks underneath, takes a shot. Save McDonald, had to squeeze the legs. And then Bennett gave an extra chop to the back of Dylan McDermott. And Cody Cox will leave it there for Tyler Kirkby, and the power play goes back to work. 2 goals in the period for Ladner, 1 for Onondaga. Pioneers leading it 6-2. Bearkoff in the corner, up top, Nate Clare. Kirkby, Bearkoff. 5, Kirkby, backhand feed. Lewis off the junction. Ladner's bench screaming that it was in, but it wasn't. Arnold picked it up. Lewis bats it back into his own zone to Nate Clare. 15 on the penalty. Claire, delayed penalty coming up here to Onondaga. Shot on target by Kirkby just to get the 5-on-3. And this will be a holding call. And we'll get another wipe of the floor. 7 seconds on the penalty to Kevin Bucktooth Jr. 2:47 in the period. And Brian Poole just conversing with his head coach Ross Freilich just to figure out what they're going to do here. And we'll get one more wipe of the floor over by the benches. And Tyget over talking with Phillips again. And Tyget just kind of explaining the call. Phillips trying to get more of an explanation that he got. And he just has to shake his head and smile. Poole, backhand flip. Lewis, Poole, shot, kick save and a beauty. Bucktooth Jr. out of the box, gives a chop to Keith. Lewis, pump fake, fake shot, save Bucktooth. O'Brien with it. He'll come near side. Clay Arnold, Matt Noble, spins away from trouble, gets across center, but floats it to the corner, and it's grabbed nicely there by Ian Poole. Quickly down the floor, Tom Johnson all alone. Johnson, save again from Bucktooth to deny Johnson. Loose ball picked up there by Leroy Halftown. No, that was Croy Arnold 6. Gives it off to Becker. 2 minutes in the period. Buck 13 on the penalty. Here's Seneca. He'll hold on to it. Nathan Hare giving slow pressure. Cam Seneca, Josh Becker near side. Becker takes a couple of chops. Being worked over there by Jake Carey. Got to be careful here, does Jake Carey, not to get a slashing or a holding call, especially late in the period. Becker tiptoes the line. Into the corner, Wade Bucktooth Jr. Becker to Larita. 30 on the penalty. Ball loose in the corner. Nice grab there by Becker. Bucktooth, shot off the post. And that'll go all the way down to Ross Bucktooth. He'll come out of his cage. Flip it there to Becker. He's still got to get over the line in time. And the official not even counting a 10-second count as we're into the final minute of the period. Here's Leroy Halftown. Halftown gets a pick. Out of the box comes Boris. We're all even. 5 aside. 40 in the period. Becker, 20 on the shot clock. Becker gets a pick, skips it over. Cather, shot, save McDonald. Ball loose. Bodies battling. Halftown, shot, goes wide. And here comes Ladner the other way. 2-on-1. Oh, and Gobrecht was calling timeout on the floor. Freilich livid as they had a 2-on-1. And Gobrecht was just doing what most D guys would do in that situation, running the floor under 30 is signal timeout. Didn't realize that his coach didn't want it. But nonetheless, the Pioneers with 22 on the game clock will have a chance to make this a 5-goal lead. It was 4-1 after one. Onondaga made it 4-2 on a goal by Leroy Halftown. And then Johnson, and I believe I wrote down 10 of Ian Poole. It is Ian Poole, unassisted. He got the second goal in the period for Ladner. And they're going to come out here 6-on-5 and see if they can't get one more. McDonald to the bench. Johnson, Bearkoff, Nate Clare, Brian Poole, Ryan Keith, and Tyler Kirkby. So Poole will sit on it. And then he lollipops one to Tom Johnson, gets it right back. Poole, 10. Johnson tucks it, looks, shot, save Bucktooth, loose ball. 4, 3, Poole can't find, and that's the way the period will end. Couple opportunities there for Ladner, but I'm not sure either one of the looks they had were the ones they wanted. But nonetheless, they score 2 to Onondaga's 1, and they'll take a 6-2 lead into the break. Shots 31-25 in favor of Onondaga, but they trail by 4. My name's Teddy Jenner. This is the 2018 President's Cup, brought to you by LaxAllStars from Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo, BC. Back inside Frank Crane Arena, third period coming up between the Onondaga Redhawks and the Ladner Pioneers. My name is Teddy Jenner. Welcome. Right back here on LaxAllStars, coming up in 90 minutes time or so. Cognawaga St. Albert, battle of the undefeateds. Nanaimo here trying to get their third win of the tournament, keep pace with the front runners. Onondaga trying to get their second and get themselves back into the race for that 1-4 crossover. Here's Chris Larita. Team start 5 aside. Ladner leading it 6-2. Here's Adam Yeet. Yeet surveys, takes a couple chops from Ian Poole. Seneca, watched there by Jake Carey, rolls. Becker, up top now, Seneca. He'll shoot. That one took a deflection, went wide. And that'll be a shot clock violation. First of the period for the Redhawks. And here comes Ladner. Dylan Lacroix. Goes bench side Ryan Keith. Keith, Kirkby. Lacroix, he tried to one-time it, put it right on the face mask of Bill O'Brien. And now Keith will backtrack it, and he'll just wrist shot it off the scoreboard. As he had Bill O'Brien breathing down his neck. And it will be Onondaga ball. Leroy Halftown will start with it on the far side. He had the only goal for Onondaga in the second, Halftown. Shot, bouncer, save McDonald into the netting. Reset the 30. Chris Larita. Larita faked the shot. Nice check there by Cox. And he gets a bump. Inside feed. James Cathers with a shot. Great save again by Brody McDonald. He has looked sharp here in this tournament for the Ladner Pioneers. Tom Johnson. Bench side, Tyler Kirkby. Down into the corner, Brian Poole. Lacroix slices through. Johnson, Kirkby, far side. Watched there by Matt Noble. And now back to Poole. 8 on the shot clock. Barakoff. Down low, Lacroix. Got to get a shot off. Kirkby, step back. Diagonal feed, Johnson. And that'll be a 30. Here comes Dave Lamboris. And Boris with a head of steam. We'll leave it there for Cam Seneca. Skip it far side, Josh Becker. Becker gets a pick from Wade Bucktooth, trying to back his way in. Another pick. Runs off a check. Becker, backhander, save Brody McDonald. Loose ball grabbed there by Jake Carey. Quickly up the floor, Ian Poole. 4-on-3 here for Ladner. Onondaga is back. Kirkby has it. Poole will go for a change, as will Cam Seneca. Kirkby doesn't have anybody to pass to. We'll flip it for Dylan Lacroix. Bill O'Brien's got Ryan Keith pinned up against the end board, so they're not really a part of the play. Shot by Kirkby. Save Ross Bucktooth. And Bucktooth will throw it towards center, just out of the reach of Croy Arnold. And then Leroy Halftown got bumped, fell to the ground, and so it'll be possession here for the Redhawks. Chris Larita. James Cathers. Shot sailed it wide over the far corner. He's going to bounce to Becker, but he missed it all the way down to Bucktooth in the Onondaga goal. 15 on the shot clock. 16:50 remaining in regulation. Larita, 10. Shot, trying to go 5-hole. Easily handled there by Brody McDonald. James Cathers in there battling. The big man finds it. And a smart play up top to Becker, who says, let's slow things down. Cree Cathers. Becker, James Cathers gets a pick. Becker inside, couldn't handle the pass. Matthew Bennett will grab it off the corner boards. Behind. Becker rolls inside, shoots, trying to go 5-hole. Another great save by Brody McDonald. For a guy that big, he makes some acrobatic saves, and might have hurt a finger on that one as he's slow to get up, checking himself out. And the Ladner bench just making sure their goalie's okay. Here's Brian Poole, Kirkby, near side Tom Johnson. Gets a pick from Dylan Lacrosse, swings it to the other side. Back down in the corner, Barakoff couldn't handle it. Loose ball, grabbed by Adam Yee, and he's going to run up the floor. Yee has Halftown with him, won't force it, but he'll shoot it, and he dropped the ball. Unforced error again by Onondaga, and that's happened too many times in this tournament. And then there's one the other way from Ian Poole, as he airmailed Nathan Hanair. And now here come the Redhawks. Trailing by 4, trying to get their second win of this tournament and keep their hopes alive to play in the middle round. Bucktooth Jr. fires it, missed it. Loose ball, Chris Larita. Back to Wade Bucktooth. Larita shot right on the logo of Brody McDonald. Quickly headmans. That was knocked down by the stick of Seneca, but Hanair doing a nice job coming back for that ball. Finds it, and he'll leave it for Nate Clare. Clare behind the net. Oh, nice play there by Ross Bucktooth. Was wise to the fact that Ryan Keith was behind his net. Stuck the stick out and picked off that pass. Seneca. Clay Arnold. James Cathers. Cathers, watched there by Ian Poole, takes a couple of chops, skips it. Ball mishandled, grabbed by Bennett. Shot goes over the net. And Dylan McDermott picks it up. He takes a bump and a slash there from Bennett. And the Ladner captain runs it, but he airmails Sam Clare, who finds it off the sideboards. Clare will go to Lacroix. And Dylan Lacroix will find Brian Poole with a head of steam. Poole surveys to Johnson. Shot, save Ross Bucktooth. Loose ball Adam E in his own crease. He'll go for a run. He's trying to get past Dylan Lacroix. Lacroix rides his man into the boards, gives him a chop as well. And then he will dish it off to Larita. Larita, Arnold, Becker, shot, kick, save, Brody McDonald. 3-on-2 the other way for Ladner. Arnold trying to get back into the play. Poole pass picked off. This is Clay Arnold. Clay Arnold runs right through his man, takes a shot, turned aside by McDonald. Then Arnold's bumped in the corner, ball loose. Who's going to come up with it? Becker doing an excellent job as he runs over, grabs the loose one, and keeps possession here for his team. Bucktooth, Cathers shot, that one sailed wide. All the way down to Ross Bucktooth. And then he's just going to fire it into the corner. Becker battling there. And Ladner will keep it loose. Well, we're going to get a holding call. Who's it on? And it looks like it's going to be .22 in red. And I'm just trying to see if I even have a 22. That's Josh Kelly. I have him listed as 25 on my sheet, my bad. So Josh Kelly is rocking 22 in the red. So another power play opportunity here for Onondaga. They've yet to score a power play. Sorry, they have one power play goal off Josh Becker back in the first. That was their first goal of the game. And so with 12:52 remaining, they'll head to the power play for the first time this period. Cathers, Becker, Halftown, James Cathers. Tried to jam it short side as McDonald was dropping. McDonald got a piece of it all the way down to Ross Bucktooth. There's Josh Becker. Cree Cathers. Back to Becker. Leroy Halftown on his wrong side. Flips it up top, Becker. Shot. Never got a piece of McDonald. Going to go all the way down the floor. Bucktooth quickly out. He'll flip it to Becker. Seneca. Oh, floated one to Halftown. He kind of wanted to bring that one back. Becker. Shot. Save McDonald. And McDonald will float one to Poole. Heads up. Matt Noble out of the box with a head of steam. Knocked Poole down. Ball still loose. Grab there by Nate Clare, and he'll flip it to Poole. And the Pioneers will try to kill off the final minute of the penalty to Josh Kelly. Nate Clare into the corner, Johnson. Here comes a slow double from Matt Noble. Johnson, and throws that one away, and it'll be over and back on Ladner. Out onto the floor will come the Redhawks power play. Leroy Halftown gonna set it up. Halftown, Wade Bucktooth, Cree Cathers. Bucktooth, Cathers, Seneca, one-timer on another great save from Brody McDonald as he got the glove on it. Reset to 30. Seneca, Halftown shot. That one never made it on target. Seneca, 8 on the penalty shot. McDonald with another save. Henair. And Josh Kelly is out. Ladner kills it off, back to 5 aside, and the scoreboard just went dead. And the referees now just figure it out that the scoreboard has gone dead. And so the officials will come over. I'm a big fan of Brian Phillips, the Onondaga coach. Always got a smile on his face. And just joking that when the clock came back on, he said, hey, it's the third period as well. 6-2 is your score. No reset of the 30, so Ladner will have 17 seconds left in their possession. 10:39 remaining in the period. Here's Dylan Lacroix. Backing down Clay Arnold. Garrett Lewis gets a couple of picks. Johnson had his stick ripped out of his hands, but interference called on Ryan Keith. Adam Yeet. Near side, Clay Arnold. Up ahead, Chris Larita. Larita surveys, comes around the top, trying to find someone to pass to. Flips it there to Cree Cathers. Back to Larita. 13 on the shot clock. Over the feet to Becker. McDonald got a shoulder on it. Loose ball grabbed there by Ian Poole. And he's going to go for a run up ahead to Cody Cox. Barakoff through the middle. Doesn't get the pass. Nate Clare does. Now he'll feed Barakoff. Around the top, Keith. Clare. Pass doesn't connect with Kirkby. And Onondaga can't find it on the first bounce. Croy Arnold going to battle. And he'll bump it ahead to James Deacon. No numbers for Onondaga as we're in the final 10 minutes of regulation. James Cathers. Delayed penalty coming up to Ladner. Outside shot. Save McDonald. Back to the power play will go the Redhawks. And this is Sam Clare making his way off the floor. And so Josh Becker will start with it top center. Still 3 games to go today. Ganawagga versus St. Albert, Saskatoon Capital Region, and Ladner versus Nanaimo. Ladner and Capital Region are your 2 teams playing double headers today. James Cathers gets inside, cross floor feed. Oh, and that one just went wide. McDonald lost a stick and a glove. Finally getting back to his feet. 10 on the shot clock. Becker. Loose ball. Battling there is Ian Poole. He picks it up, runs away from James Cathers. And now he'll come near side, Cody Cox. Cox will leave it there for Tom Johnson. Johnson, far corner, Kirkby. Here comes Wyatt Pinder to help him out. Kirkby with it. Up top, Pinder. Pinder to Johnson. Minute 10 on the penalty. Kirkby working well. East-west passing. Cox. Pinder diving. Save Ross Bucktooth. Here comes Matt Noble. Yee knocked down Pinder, no call. Noble. And he'll pull it out as the power play wants to get to work. Becker. Into the corner, Chris Larita. Cam Seneca. Shot, save, Brody McDonald. Poole. Bench side. Finds Garrett Lewis. Check that, that's Eli Goldbrecht, 21. Goldbrecht still has it, and we'll give it off to Nate Clare. 18 on the penalty. Clare, Kirkby. Clare and Kirkby play back and forth. Now Kirkby will give it off to Nate Clare. Bearkoff. And Sam Clare's out of the box. Pioneers kill off another one. Bearkoff loses his footing. Ross Bucktooth picks up that loose ball. Now he's got to find somebody to pass to. And he's got Cree Cathers at center. 7 minutes in regulation. Redhawks trailing by 4. Cathers has it on the far side. He'll step in and shoot. That one goes wide. Loose ball, Larita. Behind the net, Cathers. He bobbled it. And it's going to be picked up there by Ladner. Oh, a nice little toe drag there by Connor Davidson. He'll run the floor, flip it into Lewis, shoot and score! Great patience by Davidson as he got through the defense, pushed it up floor, and fed Garrett Lewis. And Ladner now has a 5-goal lead, and that could be too big of a hill to climb for Onondaga here. So at the face-off dot, Poole, Adam Yee. Poole wins it to himself and then can't find that loose ball. Chris Larita can't either. And it'll bounce right to Nate Hanair. Poole picks up a secondary assist on the goal by Garrett Lewis. Johnson, Ryan Keith takes a couple of chops. Keith down into the corner. Lacroix, backside look. Lacroix took a heavy chop there from Kevin Bucktooth. Keith steps into Lamboris and will fire from deep. That one goes wide. And Lamboris will push the tempo. Here's James Cathers. Cathers. Late man is Leroy Halftown. Back to James Cathers. He'll shoot short side and score. What an absolute rope from James Cathers. And he stings the short side corner on McDonald, who got a piece of it. That'll make it 7-3 with 5:46 remaining. So back to the face-off dot we go. Shots 42-29 Onondaga. They trail by 4. And I said it might be too big of a hill to climb, but earlier in the first game, we saw Capital Region battle all the way back down 7 goals to get to within 1. And I believe that was an interference call. So it's not over till it's over. As they say, 5.5 in regulation. Nate Clare. Down into the corner. Bearkoff. Kirkby. Clare. Rolls off his check. Try to go far corner. Miss. Kirkby with the rebound. 5 on the clock. And then that diagonal feed doesn't connect. Ball loose. Bodies battling. Now Noble gets mixed up with Nate Clare, and Bill O'Brien just ragdolls his man into the boards, and Tygett's going to send them both. So O'Brien and Bearkoff will make their way off the floor. And Bill O'Brien and Mike Bearkoff exchange words all the way off the floor. So a holding call on Barkoff. Roughing called on Bill O'Brien. We'll play 4 aside. As Brian Bucktooth Jr. and Dan McDermott come over and just get some clarification from the official. Becker will start with it. And we'll play 4 aside. Becker out there with Leroy Halftown, Cam Seneca, and James Cathers. Far corner, Halftown. Halftown. Shot. Goes wide. Gets his own rebound. No, it's picked off by Jake Carey. All alone on a breakaway. Carey one-on-one. Pump fake. Shoot. Scores! Jake Carey picked it out of midair, out of the stick of Leroy Halftown. He goes coast to coast and puts it by Ross Bucktooth. It's 8-3. Jake Carey unassisted. 4:49 in regulation. Don't forget, Cognawaga, St. Albert's. A battle for first up next and a battle of the undefeateds. Still 4-on-4 for 1:43. And he wins it. Picked up there by Noble. Double teamed. He dropped it. Can he find it again? It goes up into the netting. And it'll be Ladner possession. McDermott. McDermott will slowly walk it up the floor. Give it off to Dylan Lacroix. He'll be picked up by Matt Noble. Lacroix, shot sails high, loose ball. Lacroix took an extra chop to the ground. McDonald, 8 on the shot clock. McDonald will just ice it down the floor. And there's a minute remaining on the minors to Barkoff and O'Brien. Becker. Near side, James Cathers. Trying to get underneath. Cathers, dunk shot, save McDonald, loose ball, backhand shot. Oh, that had eyes for the far top corner. And then Ladner just throws it to space. And the first man there is Cam Seneca. Seneca around the horn. Becker in the corner. Becker takes a chop there from Eli Gobrecht. Seneca inside, diving, short side shot, turned aside McDonald. Loose ball, grabbed there by James Cathers. Cathers. He'll rip it short side and score. 1.5 feet lower than his last one. He's got 2 in the period. Back to a 4-goal game. It's 8-4. .326 remaining in regulation. 20 seconds remaining on 4-on-4 lacrosse. Going to get a wipe in Brody McDonald's crease. Huge shout out to our boys at LaxAllStars who have done an absolutely fantastic job all week. Matt, Peter, my boy Terry on camera, Brian, everybody. Unrelenting work from first thing in the morning till late at night, bringing you all the action here live from Frank Crean for free on LaxAllStars.com. Here's Noble inside feed to Larita. That one goes wide and out of play. Poole. 10 on the minors. Sam Clare will get it off to Tom Johnson. Johnson watched there by Yee. Takes a chop, skips it far side. Barkoff going to beat O'Brien into the foray, but won't get the pass. Johnson, he'll shoot. Took a deflection off Yee's stick. And it'll be finally grabbed there by James Deacon. He's checked by Brian Poole. Deacon pushing the tempo. Little 3-on-2. Deacon, cross floor feed. Save Brody McDonald. Loose ball, Eli Gobrecht. 2.5 to play. Gobrecht. Oh, he tried to flip it there to McDermott. And lucky for Ladner to get it back. Gobrecht will flip it far side. Garrett Lewis. Got Nate Clare behind the net. Keith couldn't catch it. Takes a chop there from Kevin Bucktooth. 5 on the shot clock. Lewis on target. Save Ross Bucktooth. And he'll move it up the floor. Croy Arnold. Larita. Pump fake. Tries to get inside. Inside feed. Oh, another fantastic save by Brody McDonald. Davidson. Ladner bench telling Davidson just stay away from the bench. Don't come near trouble. Instead, Davidson will carry it all the way down. Tried to feed Johnson. That was a forced pass. Ball loose. Picked up there by Davidson. Takes a chop and a whack from Bill O'Brien. And Davidson will go back into his own zone, and Sam Clare will throw it away. 4-goal game. Here comes James Cathers. He's got a pair in this period. Cathers rolls off his check, gets a pick, flips it up top, shot. Oh, they try to go short side again. That was Wade Bucktooth. He didn't miss by much. But the rebound goes all the way down to Ross Bucktooth. Josh Becker, 10 on the shot clock. Wade Bucktooth shot, save Brody McDonald. That one hit him in the belly pad. Final minute of regulation. Sam Clare will run all the way back into his own zone. Matt Noble going to try and pick him up. Brody McDonald going to run a little interference. Brody McDonald didn't like that Noble checked his stick, and Brody McDonald's not one man I would like to anger, and then McDonald chopped Noble, and that's why you don't want to anger Brody McDonald, because he's likely to give you a two-hander across the back. So McDonald will get 2 minutes on a slash. Ladner will have to send somebody across the floor to serve it. As Bearkoff and Brian Bucktooth say hello to each other across the dasher. And so with 28 seconds remaining in regulation, Onondaga to the power play. And the third official just giving a heads up to official Zabo just to be wary of things between the benches. James Cathers, Seneca, Cathers, backhand flip, Becker, shot, scores. Power play goal for Becker. .85 is your score. 18.3 remaining in regulation. And Adam E. and Ian Poole will be back to the face-off dot. And for Ladner, they would just like to win this draw and run out the clock. Poole wins it cleanly, flips it to himself. He'll run to space. Watched there by Adam Yee. 10 in regulation. Poole, Clare, and if Clare's smart, he'll just bomb it down the floor. Pass picked off by Larita. He's checked by McDermott. Loose ball. Larita had it, and that's the way the game's going to end, with one final punch from Larita and a chop from Bill O'Brien. Make the final 8-5 Ladner. Shots 46-31 in favor of Onondaga. But the Pioneers will improve to 3-1. And Onondaga will drop to 1-4. And so we'll get the teams to shake hands and get you our game MVPs. So the teams will walk through the line and shake hands with good sportsmanship, even after going to war for 60 minutes. There's no need to start anything in a handshake line. And we'll get you our game MVPs and get you on your way. Dan Marshall will be back here in about an hour's time for Cognawaga versus St. Albert's. I'll be back for the late afternoon game of Saskatoon versus Capital Region. And then Marshall will take you home with Ladner and Nanaimo. So handshakes all around between teams and officials. And let's send it down to our PA announcer for the announcement of our game MVPs.
Epic Extreme Threads MVP player of the game. For the Onondaga Redhawks, number 10, James Cathers.
James Cathers gets the Extreme Threads Epic Lacrosse Game MVP for Onondaga.
Extreme Threads MVP player of the game for the Ladner Pioneers. Number 50, Brody McDonald.
And Brody McDonald, the goaltender, who was absolutely stellar all game, will get the MVP for the Pioneers. They'll shake hands with, I guess that's an Imperial King. Fist bumps to Cathers. They'll get a picture, and both teams will head off the floor. One last time, final score, 8-5 Ladner over Onondaga. Ladner improving to 3-1, Onondaga 1-4. Ladner will play again tonight against the host Nanaimo in an all-West matchup to end day 4. My name's Teddy Jenner. Dan Marshall back with you in an hour. This is the 2018 President's Cup, live from Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo, BC, hosted only by the fine folks at LaxAllStars.